Hey guys. So like I promised, I was gonna make a video explaining why I haven't really been on. Also, I know some people can notice when I'm down in my videos, and I prefer just making it clear and just talking about it. I really don't know if I'm gonna post this video, but I feel like if I want to keep this for myself, I could always look back at it and just remember, that I made it through this time. Well, what I'm hoping for. So, first of all, it's a lot that I've been through, but I'm just going to try to just cram it all, really fast because I don't want to make this video super long. But as you guys know, like in 2015, I was dealing with, acne. I didn't know why, and it was very hard. I went to numerous doctors. A lot of them didn't know what was going on. Some of them was like, it's just a rash, don't worry about it, so on. So whatever. So during that time, I was going through a hard time with acne, and it was taking a toll on my self-esteem. But in 2016, because that happened around the end of 2015. So right when 2016 started, I started having this pain like on the side of my nose, and I ended up going to the doctor. They gave me antibiotics and it just didn't work. So eventually I had to get sinus surgery. I took antibiotics for a whole year, which was horrible. As you guys know, it takes a toll like on your gut. You just do not feel good. It gave me fevers. It was just a very, very horrible time of my life. And during that time, I got the surgery, and they thought that they found cancer. But deep down in my heart, I felt like I didn't have that. I don't know. I was trying not to worry about it. And I remained strong during that time. I know my parents were worried about me, and like I said, I try to keep it strong and I try to keep it together, and I did that. In 2017, after this whole sinus thing passed, my acne came back like with a vengeance. Like it came back and it was just horrible. It was itchy. I had all kinds of acne. Like I had the cyst, I had the whiteheads, I had like the itchiness, I had redness. I've been through it all. And it was just a horrible time. I was so stressed. I was unhappy because of how my face was, because it was covered everywhere. And during that time I was just really stressed out, that I started noticing my hair started to shed. So I was losing a lot of hair, whether it was showering or touching my hair, putting it up. It got to the point that I wasn't sure what was going on. But I knew that something had to happen. I knew that I needed to find somebody to help me with my situation, since my primary doctor just wasn't really doing that for me. So I ended up finding a naturopath in 2018, when I thought, finally, my year's gonna change. This is the year that I'm gonna be happy. And I found the naturopath. He helped me out. My face started to clear. I started feeling like this person really cared about me. I was like, this is the guy that's gonna help me. Sure enough, as you guys can see, my face is doing much better. I do still suffer from, my hair kind of shedding, but I do have a lot of baby hairs coming out of everywhere, so I'm really thankful for that. But anyways, 2018, I had that going on, but I was very motivated about, getting my life together, which was losing weight, helping my hair again, my face, getting back to the girl that I used to be. So that happened, and during that year, I started noticing that pretty much the love of my life, my boyfriend of 5 years, it was just different. I noticed that a lot of problems just started coming up, and it was very hard. I was very, how can I say it? I wanted everything just to fall back into place like the way that it used to be, and I just wanted everything to be fine because I had already gone through so much. And during that year, we had celebrated our Christmas in January, since it was long distance, and he gave me a piece. It was like a religious necklace, and kind of like to have faith that everything was going to get better, and it meant a lot to me. And I really, I was hoping for that. That's what I really wanted for that year. But, you know, things were falling apart. I wasn't sure why. I didn't want it to fall apart. And they just were. And in August, as you guys know, my birthday is August 28th. Sorry, you guys. I still get emotional because I still hurt very much about this. But I really didn't want to cry. Okay, so in August 28th, you know, it's my birthday, and on the 25th, my grandmother passed away. And it was very hard because this was a lady that's been in my life for all my years, you know. She took care of me, and she was somebody very close, somebody very important to me, and it hurt losing this person. I hurt because since my ex during around that time was treating me, you know, different. He was being harsh. I didn't see my grandma for like a whole month. And I really kicked myself, you know, in the ass for that because we live fairly close, about 10 minutes. And during that time I was just going through depression, you know. I was having a rough time. And, you know, I know my grandma used to ask a lot about him, and I didn't want to hear anything, you know, about my relationship. I didn't want to say anything, so I avoided it. I knew that my grandma's, you know, I knew one day she would leave because she was 94. I knew that, you know, it was going to happen. I just didn't expect it to be last year. It was a hard time, and I still remember that morning like it was just yesterday. And then in September, you know, just 4 days after our anniversary, my ex decided to break up with me. And it was very hard over, you know, the phone, over text. And it was just hard, you know, because I spent 5 years with this person, and it was very hard. It was just very hard. That's all I can say. And, so around that time, it was very hard for me. I was kind of, I felt like I was in a bad dream, you know, I couldn't wake up from. Like, even during the time of my grandma's funeral, I didn't have his support during that time. And I still felt like I was, like, in a dream. It was just, like, a horrible dream I just couldn't snap out of. So, during that time, I was just numb. I was numb. I didn't cry. I held everything in. I was trying to be strong, especially, like, for my dad, and I just couldn't believe it still. I was just numb inside, if that makes sense. So, all of that passed, you know, and during the end of last year, somebody I went to school with reached out. And I was kind of like, not in shock, but I didn't know why, you know. So, I ended up still texting with this friend. Like I said, I didn't know him that well. Like, we went to school together, but we just weren't close. And, so we just kept talking. He had been through a heartache as well. And, you know, he knew who my grandmother was during that hard time. Like, you know, he would make me laugh, invite me for coffee. I knew that he wanted more, but my heart was still set on my ex. You know, how can you get over somebody in 5 years? And I was still hopeful that one day me and my ex would reconnect, you know. So fast forwarding, you know, coming into 2019, my ex came back into my life, and I don't know if it's because I had this other person in my life. Sometimes I don't really know. But during that time, I felt extremely happy. I felt like this is something I had been waiting for. But I knew I didn't want to hurt, you know, my friend that had came back. So I was honest with him, you know, and he was going to try with his ex again. And, you know, everything was cool. Like, we're still cool to this day. Ex, I was so happy, you know, even he had brought me something from Jerusalem. Again, something else very spiritual. And he apologized, and it was like this weight was lifted off of my shoulders. And I was extremely happy. I started feeling happy again, and I felt like maybe this is the year that's gonna change. This is the year that things are gonna get better. My life is gonna get better. But of course, throughout the same amount of months, the same months as last year, he pretty much hurt me again. I really loved this person. and I still do love them a lot regardless of what they did to me, because my feelings were always real. But finally, it's like I got the shock of my life, and the reason I haven't made videos is because I've been going through really bad anxiety. All of this hurt that was caused to me gave me panic attacks, gave me these horrible anxiety symptoms. I'm sure you guys know, it's the chest pain, the hard to breathe, you can't sleep at night, it was just horrible. So I went to the ER. I went a couple of times. The first time, they just gave me something for my anxiety, and then the second time, they wanted to check my heart just to give me like some ease, some peace of mind. But my EKG they freaked me out there. It came out abnormal, and they ran some other tests to see if my heart was okay, if I was getting enough oxygen and stuff. And horrible time, let me tell you. It was scary. I ended up going, to my doctor. I tried antidepressants, and I tried quite a few, because you know how it is, like, you're desperate because you want to feel like yourself again, you want to feel happy. And before this person broke up with me, they knew that I was trying to take antidepressant, and I'm still stuck with this comment that they said that really hurt. And it was like, that's so sad that you have to take medication in order to be happy. And let me tell you, it does not work that way. I wish that something like that would make you happy, but it just does not work that way. And stop me from trying the antidepressants. I gave it a shot. There was one that got me super scared. I ended up, having my tongue swell. My throat was closing. I seriously thought that my parents were going to have to call 911 because I got a bad reaction, and it turns out that I was allergic to it. And it was just so scary. This has been the toughest time of my life. I thought that the other years were rough, but this has been the toughest time. And something that I realized is that you can take your supplements, you can work out, but if you don't feel good emotionally inside, none of that stuff counts, I learned that you have to really work at trying to be at peace. You have to really try to work at bettering yourself, emotionally, mentally. I learned that you shouldn't bottle everything up, because there comes a time that you just can't handle those emotions anymore. And it's okay for you guys to say that you're not okay. If you are not okay, reach out for somebody's hand to help you out during this hard time, Because for all those years, I was masking my face, I was having a fake smile when I really didn't feel happy. I really didn't feel that way. And I'm still very hurt with my ex. I still will never understand how easy it was just to forget about everything, I know that my feelings were sincere. My feelings were always real. I still love that person very much. And it really hurts to see somebody that was so amazing change into somebody that you just don't even recognize anymore. And I will never understand how, why did I get hurt again, But if this was his intention, congratulations, you did it. He crushed me. I don't know what else to say. But I hope that one day I can really help people that are having anxiety issues. I never thought I'd be going through this, and I've managed it by trying teas. I'm not taking any antidepressant or anything. They just didn't work for me. But you guys do not feel discouraged. If you guys are going through something like this, try it. Do what's best for you. And thank you guys for just hearing me out. Thank you for the support. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to look back one day at this video and just think how much stronger I've become. I really hate having to make just, a sad type of video, but like I said, I welcome any comments, any suggestions, and if you guys want to know what I've been through, if you guys are going through anxiety, I can give you a little bit of tips of what I have been doing. to try to ease what I'm going through. So thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate your guys' support and your kind comments. And I didn't really want to make a sad video, but I feel like I needed to vent.
Everyone falls down sometime, but you just gotta know it'll all be fine. It's okay. It's okay.